I'm not going anywhere. No. The only mistake I made was thinking that you could help. Susanna would never forgive you for abandoning her boys. She would never even believe.
Hello my wonderful girlies, and welcome back to my channel. This is the very first video in a brand new series called A Girl's Guide, where we're not just watching TV shows, but we're breaking down the characters that make them so addictive. To kick things off, what better subject than a character who has us all talking? Belly Conklin from The Summer I Turned Pretty. Some might see Belly as the innocent, lovable heart of a classic teen romance. But I think that I can speak for most of us when I say that she really isn't. When you look closer, she's a whole lot more complex and incredibly flawed. Today, we're doing a deep dive, a complete dissection of Belly to see what makes her tick, and to understand why she might just be the architect of her own circumstances. Let's get into it. Let's dive into the summer that started it all. Belly was flawed from the start, but season 1 is relatively tame. The first season is presented as Belly's big moment, her glow up, and on the surface, it feels like that magical, once-in-a-lifetime awakening. But if you rewind and watch it again, you start to see something else entirely. This might not be a coming-of-age story at all. You could argue it's more about a young person who finally gets the attention she's always craved, and in turn embraces a stunning sense of entitlement, as if the world was always meant to revolve around her. And honestly, the person who really gets this whole ball rolling is Susanna.
He'd do anything for you. They both would. I love you so much, beautiful girl.
I think we all loved Susanna at the start, but when you look closer, she's not just the fairy godmother of Belly's grand romantic fantasy. She's kind of a villain. Susanna is the one who constantly tells Belly that she's destined to be with one of her boys. If this is not manipulative, especially to a young girl who's just figuring herself out, then I don't know what is. Susanna's loving encouragement, while well-intentioned, unwittingly enables Belly's belief that she's the centerpiece of this entire summer, and that all her desires are ultimately justified.
My mom gave me these pearls.
This belief system is on full display in her approach to Jeremiah and Conrad. She's not just seeing them as two boys, she's giving them very specific roles to play in her story.
And there's a dazzling haze, a mysterious way about you, dear.
Conrad is the ultimate prize. He's moody, aloof, and emotionally distant, but that's what makes him so appealing. It's not really about his personality, is it? It's about the difficulty of winning his affection. Every small gesture, the famous "you got pretty" line, the way he lets her drive his car, the moments he actually smiles at her, she clings to each one. She spends the entire summer on a quest for his approval, because in her mind, if she can just get the hardest to reach person, then she has truly won. It's not love, it's the thrill of the chase, the victory of finally being seen by the one person who always seemed just out of reach.
I know. Oh my God. When did this happen?
I'll come in. Look who came back all grown up. Jared.
Jeremiah, on the other hand, is the safety net, the convenient source of unconditional validation. He's the guy she can run to for a hug or a laugh when Conrad inevitably hurts her. She uses him to make Conrad jealous at the bonfire, and then feels bad about it, but ultimately keeps running that pattern. She knows he'll always be there, and she takes that for granted. This is the foundation of their relationship. It's built on convenience, and a kind of emotional laziness on Belly's part. So, here's the thing about season 1. The show wants us to believe Belly is an innocent girl caught between two boys. But a closer look reveals a character who is actively using the people around her to get what she wants, all while telling herself that she's just an innocent girl in love. It's a messy, chaotic, and fascinating foundation for a protagonist who, in the end, might not be as innocent as she seems. Okay, let's get into the emotional mess that is Season 2. This is the season where Belly's perfectly curated fantasy from the first summer comes crashing down, and the consequences of her immaturity hit everyone like a tidal wave. The magic of Cousins Beach is gone, replaced by a gray, heavy reality. The season starts with her getting what she wanted all along, Conrad. But their relationship isn't the grand romance she envisioned. Instead of a fairy tale, it's a rocky, tense roller coaster. You see, the love she feels for him is real, but it's built on an idea, a childhood crush that never had to deal with real-world problems. When Conrad is hit with the immense grief of Susanna's illness and death, he withdraws. And instead of being a supportive partner, Belly takes it as a personal rejection. This is a crucial moment for her character. She can't separate his pain from her feelings. His sadness doesn't fit the script she wrote, so she makes his grief about her. It's a textbook example of a young person confusing a partner's personal struggle with a personal slight. And honestly, the outburst at Susanna's funeral is the most stunning example of her emotional immaturity.
Hey, glad to know where I fall in the ranking of ex-girlfriends.
Grow up.
Go to hell.
I should have known you'd be like this.
What do you mean?
Forget it.
No, say it, tell me.
I knew it was a bad idea starting something with you.
I don't believe you.
It was a huge mistake.
I hate you.
Good.
I never want to see you again.
Think about it. A public funeral for a beloved woman who acted as a second mother to her, a family grieving together. And Belly chooses that moment to have her final dramatic showdown with Conrad. It's an act of staggering self-centeredness. In her mind, the injustice of her breakup is more important than the solemnity of the occasion or the shared pain of everyone present. She makes a sacred moment about her own broken heart, a move that is both emotionally understandable for a teenager, but also incredibly selfish. The fallout of this event is what truly perpetuates the love triangle. Her breakup with Conrad sends her reeling, and who is there to pick up the pieces? Jeremiah. She runs straight back to him, not because she's fully committed to him, but because he's a reliable source of comfort. He's the golden retriever she can always count on to be emotionally available. The love she feels for Jeremiah in this season is not the grand, all-consuming love she feels for Conrad. It's a love built on convenience and a need for validation. Her constant back and forth between the brothers creates a constant, low-level emotional chaos that she seems to thrive in, completely oblivious to the fact that she's hurting the two people who are also struggling with the loss of their mother. This messiness isn't contained to her romantic life. Her rocky relationship with her family, especially with her mom Laurel, is central to her downward spiral. Both Belly and Laurel are grieving Susanna, but they're doing it in completely different ways. Belly wants Laurel to be the strong, comforting mother she needs in this moment. But Laurel is also a person, a woman who just lost her best friend, and she's dealing with her own pain. Belly can't handle this. She resents her mother for not being able to fill the void Susanna left, and she refuses to open up and find a way to connect with her mom, instead retreating into her own self-pity. She wants Laurel to be a certain way, and lashes out when her mom is just being human. Ultimately, Season 2 is the most honest season for Belly. It's where the fairy tale of Season 1 ends, and the messy, chaotic reality of a self-centered character comes into sharp focus. Every decision she makes, every person she hurts, is a direct result of her inability to see beyond her own wants and to share in the emotional journey of the people around her. All right, we've made it to the last summer, the final act of Belly's messy journey. This is where her youthful recklessness solidifies into a pattern of emotional stagnation. On the surface, it seems like she's making big life choices, but when you look closely, every single one of them is about a boy. The most glaring example? Her college decision.
Because I had already found mine. It felt like it had always been this way.
I missed you more.
You guys saw each other last.
Think about it. She chooses to attend the same college as Jeremiah, a decision that has nothing to do with her academic interests or personal growth. It's a choice made purely to stay close to a relationship. This perfectly sums up her entire character. She's so boy-centric, so consumed by her romantic life, that she makes no effort to build a future for herself outside of a relationship. She acts with a sense of entitlement, believing that her life should perfectly align with the man she's dating. And then we have the wedding. Oh, the wedding. The hilarious, utterly ridiculous, emotionally fraught wedding. The whole thing is a spectacle of her immaturity. You had the whispers, the dramatic reactions, her friends and family who even theorized about a pregnancy just to explain why she'd be rushing into marriage so young. And even though those allegations were, of course, untrue, the fact that people believed it says everything about the chaos of the entire situation. She pushed this thing forward with such blind conviction, completely ignoring her own doubts and the desperate pleas from her family and friends. It shows a stunning level of insensitivity. She was so focused on making her dream of a perfect future a reality that she was ready to bulldoze over everyone, including Jeremiah, to get there. But here's the most frustrating part. Despite all of this, she was still completely obsessed with Conrad. You see this especially after Christmas, where every interaction, every thought, is still tethered to him. The love triangle was never actually over. It was just put on pause while she tried to force a happy ending with Jeremiah. Love triangle was never actually over. It was just put on pause while she tried to force a happy ending with Jeremiah. She was ready to walk down the aisle and marry one brother while she was still completely in love with the other. This isn't a beautiful romance, it's a tragic, messy disaster of her own making. The so-called character growth is a total illusion. She leaves the wedding and goes to Paris, supposedly to find herself. But what does she do? She runs away from the consequences of her actions. She's not on a journey of self-discovery, she's on a journey of escape. She's once again expecting a different setting to solve her problems. And then Conrad shows up. The show wants us to see it as destiny, as him coming to Paris on a journey to find himself. But what happens? They end up together. The two of them, who were so dysfunctional, simply fall back into the same old pattern. Belly never had to do the hard work. She never had to change. She never had to grow up and find out who she was on her own. She just waited, and her destiny came back to her. Belly Conklin isn't a romantic heroine. She is fascinating. I mean, we all tuned in weekly to watch her life unfurl. Yet she is also a deeply flawed character trapped in a prison of her own making. She had every chance to learn and grow, but in every key moment, in every important relationship, she chose her own wants over empathy for others. She got her fairy tale ending. She got the boy, the beach house, and the life she always wanted. But in the end, she never got the one thing she truly needed, a sense of self-worth that wasn't built on how others see her. And that is the true, and far more honest, story of the summer she turned pretty. And that's our deep dive into Belly's character. I had a lot of fun breaking it down, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Hit that notification bell to join the conversation in the comments. Love you guys, and see you in the next one.